Tidy 80s, tidy 80s, tidy 80s, ta-da-da! Tidy 80s, guys. 80s and 90s, late Halloween video. One of the scariest things is having to wait so long for something you want to see so badly. A week before Halloween, we were finally given a glimpse of the future. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this story The Tale of Happy Nintendo-ween, a preview of the Nintendo Switch. Hello everybody, I am the one, the only Tidy 80s guy, and welcome to episode 16 of Tidy 80s guys, 80s and 90s video world, late Halloween video world. I've already given you some pretty scary stuff, like the warped music box music with the clown jump scare, the creepy new late Halloween video world theme song, and introducing this episode like a storyteller does in the classic Nickelodeon show from the 90s, Are You Afraid of the Dark? What's next, you asked? Well, there is no entire tune. I want to be able to get to the main topic of this episode much quicker. Other than the fact that I am wearing this really cool bright orange candy corn t-shirt for the first ever late Halloween episode, well, part of this episode, I want to say that I'm really sorry that these Halloween episodes are coming so late. I had a very disappointing Halloween party, or as I call it, Ty-Nixo, as in Ty-Nixo the Clown. Ty-Nixo's Halloween FUNHOUSe party. And the turnout was really low. We didn't have enough lighting. So next year, I am going to make sure that there is plenty of lighting. I also, as I have had in the past several years, I had an awesome Funhouse, Ty-Nixo's Halloween Funhouse, full of evil zombie clowns and all kinds of really creepy things. But I will be telling you about that later on in another episode. I also considered canceling this series. This episode took too long to get to, and here lately my heart just hasn't been in making this series, so there you go. But now with all that being said, let's move on to the main topic of this episode, the Nintendo Switch! Oh yeah, and one more thing, and that is these episodes for late Halloween video world do not take place on Fridays. Nope, this one is taking place on Tuesday night, November 7th, and it's now 8:05 p.m. And we just do not have time to organize big Friday night parties for these episodes, so these will only be during this week and next week. I am the ghost of Ty, the 80s guy. Hey, wait a second. You want to know where Louie, Mario, Luigi, and Doc Brown are? Well, they were supposed to be finishing taking down the rest of the Halloween decorations, but they're actually out buying more at the local Wally World down the street, which is the same one where I work at. You know, there's those big Halloween sales, after Halloween sales, and they want to take advantage of it. So I don't know when they're going to be back. But now let's talk about the Nintendo Switch! Okay, well, I've got my Back in the Day shirt on. You know, classic Nintendo Entertainment System shirt. And hopefully I've got plenty of ghost makeup on my face and on my hands. So, a couple weeks ago, on Thursday, October 20th, at 10 o'clock Eastern, morning Eastern time, Nintendo gave us a preview trailer for the Nintendo Switch, which was about 3 minutes long. It shows something that I'm going to call the Joy-Con grip controller, and it was kind of like an oversized Nintendo 64 controller, but you could take the left and the right side out, and those are called Joy-Cons, and they are smaller than the Wii remote, about half the size of that. So they're only about that big, about that size. You take those Joy-Cons out of the grip controller, you walk over to the system dock that's sitting there next to the TV in the video, then you snap the left and the right Joy-Cons into the dock, and then you pull the tablet out of the dock, and the image on the TV screen has switched to the tablet. So then you can take it outside, and as he does, the dog's running freely outside, and he's sitting out there on the bench in the park playing the system. You know, the Joy-Cons attached to the tablet. Very cool. And the game on it is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It also shows another man playing it on the airplane, and he puts the kickstand up on the tablet, so it's right there on the little table on the back of the chair there. And he's got the Joy-Con in his hand like a Wii remote playing it. And then later on you see 4 of these tablets together, and each person, and these are basketball players, they're all sitting down, each with a Joy-Con, and playing it. 4 players this way. And then you even see 2 guys playing competitively on one tablet with a Joy-Con in each hand. They're playing what looks like a port of Mario Kart 8. And then you see a bunch of people on the stage with their tablets and Joy-Con controllers playing Splatoon, showing how Nintendo might want to get into esports in the future. And there was a lot of cool stuff that they showed, but one of the coolest things, in my opinion, the coolest thing, was Super Mario Switch, which is what I am going to call it for now. But before I talk a little bit about Super Mario Switch, check out greatly special link number 1 underneath this video in the video description for the official preview of the Nintendo Switch. Then after you watch that, you can come back and watch the rest of this, or you can just keep on watching this and watch that preview trailer in a little bit. Now let's talk about some of my predictions that came true for the Nintendo Switch. Number 1 is that you can take the controllers off and that they are like mini Wii remotes. Number 2 is that it is indeed a tablet. You can play it on the TV or you can take it on the go. Number 3 that I didn't mention earlier was that this will run on cartridges. Unfortunately, that means there will be no Wii U backwards compatibility, no Wii backwards compatibility, and no GameCube disc backwards compatibility, because this runs on cartridges. But I was right, and a lot of rumors said that it would run on cartridges. But if you go to greatly special link number 2, down here below in the video description, you will find the link to Tantalus Games, who want to know what games you want to see ported, as in what Nintendo games you want to see ported to the Switch. And that link will take you directly to that post where you can comment and tell them what you'd like to see. The 4th and the last prediction of mine that I got right was that it would indeed be launching next March. But that's what the rumors were saying. So everything that I believed was going to be true was what the rumors were saying. But I thought that's what Nintendo was going to do. And that's what they have done. Oh, and on January 12th, 2017, you will be getting a big presentation on the Nintendo Switch. We're going to find out about the price. We're going to find out about the games, especially Super Mario Switch. And we are going to find out when it's coming out and a lot more. Now that all that's been said, let's move on to talking about some of my predictions on the Super Mario Switch game. Now let's talk about that footage from Super Mario Switch from that preview trailer. Well, the first scene starts out with Mario running and jumping. Triple jumping, that is, which means it's back, finally! It was not in Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World. And that town is a Mexican Day of the Dead style town with lots of bright colors. And as Game Explain pointed out, the little characters look like they have Day of the Dead sugar skull heads. And they're wearing sombreros. And there's even a little shop that says Crazy Cap there at the beginning of the footage. So maybe, as others have stated, including Game Explain, we'll have the caps back from Super Mario 64. So maybe we'll be able to fly with the wing cap, or sink deep in the water, or press down switches with the metal cap, or run through things such as walls and mesh barriers with the invisible cap. But there's something really interesting about this town, as it appears to stretch out pretty far into the distance, and you can tell on the right and the left of the screen that there's some areas over there it looks like Mario could explore, but he keeps on running forward. Also, the power lines appear to have ice on them, so maybe we can jump on these power lines and tightrope walk across them like we did in Super Mario Sunshine. But what about that ice? Or is it glass? If you remember back in the 90s, there was a show called Aladdin based on the Disney movie. You know, the first one and Return of Jafar. And in one of the episodes, the evil Greek genius known as Mechanicles built these giant, I believe, scorpion robots that he rode on, and it shot all this fire on the sand of the desert, you know, like this town is in the desert, and fire, you know, intense heat, and the sand made the sand turn into glass. So maybe all these mounds of what looks like ice, and mountains of ice are actually mountains and mounds of glass. Nobody's really mentioned that before. But what if this was Super Mario Galaxy 3? When you look at that sky, you see the stars in it, and you see what looks like a big planet in the sky, a big moon. And why would the moon be able to be seen that clearly at that time of day? Could this have a lot of galaxy elements in it? And also, if you look off into the distance, there is a point of light that shines down on what looks like a temple. So, could that suggest, like other people have said, that this is the very first open world Mario game? Maybe there's different points of light all over the world in this game, and they lead to many different areas, and that's like the beacon. Kind of like in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where the beacon showed you a point of interest where you could go. So what if there's points of light all over the world in this game, and you just run towards it and explore that area for power stars? And in the next area in that footage, Mario is running in an area kind of similar to what you see in Super Mario 3D World. And to me, this has me a little bit worried. Hopefully there's no timer in this game, and hopefully we don't have to mash a button to run. Hopefully we can just push that control stick as far as it goes to move as fast as we want to go. But this area appears to maybe be that temple that's highlighted in the distance in the first area of the Day of the Dead town. So maybe these two areas are linked together, and this really could be the first ever Super Mario open world. Wouldn't that be funny if that was going to be the name of this game? But anyway, that's enough about that. I'm going to talk a lot more about it probably in early December in a special Super Mario Switch predictions video. Oh, and for greatly special link number 3, you can check out the very detailed analysis of that footage from Game Explain. So go down there in the video description and click on that link and check it out. And for the 4th and final greatly special link, it will take you to episode 14 of Video World, which is on DuckTales and a lot on the Nintendo NX as we knew it at the time. Compare it to what was shown in the preview trailer for the Nintendo Switch. Enjoy! And that N is for Nintendo. And one of the scariest things about this story was that there will be no preview trailer for the next episode. I declare this meeting of the Midnight Society closed. Have a great day or night, depending on where you are, and be fantastically chipperific. Bye. Boo! Ah! Do